the Bible describes an internal reality. So this was really driven home to me recently. I was watching a lot of the Bill Donahue videos, and he's just really constantly going on Luke 17, the kingdom is within you, the kingdom is within you. And I was like, all right, I really just got to turn inward and really seek it, because I've spent my life, studying all the religions and all the spiritual paths and this, that, and the other thing. And, I've got a good command of the Bible, but I was always looking at it externally. And I had started to put away a lot of that stuff. I had already put away, believing in end times prophecies and mark of the beast and digital ID and all these things that are coming at us from the world. I was like, I'm going to pull away from all that. And I'm glad I did. So when I found Bill's videos, it really helped me pull completely out, go inside, and really find that kingdom. And now I found it. I hit that tipping point. It was crazy. But what I realized is once we find that kingdom, we know we have, because we're going to start growing in the fruits of the Spirit. The peace, the joy, the loving kindness, the patience, all those things are going to start coming out of us naturally when we actually seek that kingdom. Modern Christianity wants us to, meditate on Bible verses and meditate. That's not doing anything. It's all it's doing is helping you memorize it, and it's going to help program your subconscious a little bit. But if you're not dealing with the things that are going on in there and understanding them and starting to care less about what's happening in here, then you'll start to really realize a whole inner transformation and change. And that's what the Bible does for us, because when we look at it, we look at Moses with the snake on the pole, or the Jacob's well, the menorah, all these things are describing an internal reality. It's like Bill said, he kind of made fun of the Adam and Eve story, but I look at that too with Moses. It's like people were looking at a snake on a stick and they were healed. Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. But once I really understood it from an internal level, like the Kundalini, then I was like, okay, then it actually makes sense. And what's happening too in our modern Christianity is, since they've externalized all these things, it's not really helping anybody. It's not helping anybody grow in the Spirit, and it's actually leading everybody in the opposite direction, which is not helping anybody. It's just making the world a worse place. So when we take the internal lessons that the Bible teaches us, we can actually change our reality, and we can help to influence other people to change their reality too. Because what happens is, we forget that we're all best friends. We're all neighbors here on this planet. We're all family, and we got to act like that. There's just one humanity. There's not us and them. There's just us. So when we look at that internal reality that the Bible describes, then we can understand where people are at and why they are the way they are, and what's going on inside of them, and that's how we can actually truly help them. And it's just a beautiful thing. We look at the 7 churches of Revelation. That's inside of you, just like anything else is. We can look at the historical parts of the Bible and say, yeah, we can prove that archaeologically, but we can't prove existence of angels with archaeology. We can't prove that God got Mary pregnant with archaeology. Like, those things just really don't exist. So that's why we can really start to understand that the Bible was really meant to be something different than what we've been taught that it is for years. It's just not at all what it is. So when you really truly internalize the Bible, and you accept the lessons, and you actually start to apply them, you actually will start to pull away from the world naturally anyways. It says, be unequally yoked with this world, be unspotted from this world. And that's what we do, is not only pulling away from the external world, but we're also pulling away from the external things that the Bible's talking about. Because I believe that if they were true, I think that we would know a lot more about what's going on, and we don't. There's just so many things that have been hidden from us, and whatever evil or people or power or elites have going on, they're getting people to focus on that outer reality, even though they're using the inner reality to their advantage. So it's not a good thing at all. So we have to be very careful with this knowledge that we know. But I do hope that we can get in this together and really make a better world, instead of all this religion that divides people. It just frustrates me every moment of every day to see that with people, that they're just not happy. There's no joy in them. They're just full of tension and full of stress and just full of whatever the past did to them, and they have no way of letting it go. And when we internalize the lessons of the Bible, then they have a way to do that. And that's going to be part of the church that I'm going to start. The Church of the Kingdom Within is really going to help people grow in the fruits of the Spirit, really help them deal with the things that are going on in here, so that they can be more free to live their lives. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thank you.